it sounds good, I write everything. But now I'm trying to be more of a structured writer so that I can get everything that I could possibly get into the song to convey the message that my ideas in the best manner. And I think that, that's going to make me more of a professional songwriter if I do it that way. So I'm sorry if I sound like, remedial to you guys.
No, 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 no. You're good. You're good. Like I always say, at the end of the day, I want you to do what you feel is best for the track, and I always encourage that. And we already spoke about that too, and I understand exactly where you're coming from because you wanted to approach it differently than you did in the beginning this last time. And I encourage that because I teach that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just talking to Lexus about that earlier about songwriting and approaching it with a more planned out method where you're thinking about the beginning, the middle, the end, all of that, and you're setting stuff up just in the beginning before you even write the lyrics. You already know exactly how you want to bring this masterpiece together. And I think it's easier to do it that way. It works for me. I love it.
I read this one book and it was saying that when you approach a verse, you should think of, your punchline. You should have your similes in there, and then, some wordplay, and all of that should be combined within the first three bars, first four bars. All of that should be in there. That's to give that wow effect to your writing. And I'm like trying to do that, and it's kind of difficult.
Don't I wouldn't
I'm trying to
my personal opinion, I wouldn't get too caught up on that. Like learn like
get
take that information and keep it in your mind, but once again, don't ever like stick to one set format you have to do every time because it's going to kill your creativity. Like that's one way to do it. We was just saying earlier, I've written songs before with the whole song. You don't know exactly where I'm going with it until that last bar of the very last verse. Then everything makes sense of what I'm talking about in the track. That's one way to do it. I also do that sometimes. I'll set up a punchline or something going into the end of the verse, or maybe I do it going into the fourth bar of the first, whatever. Because like I was saying earlier, you can break down a verse in four quadrants. If it's a 16-bar verse, that means there's four-bar sections. And see within each, so typically when you do things on the fourth bar, you can build up to it in the first three bars, and then you can hit it on the fourth. That can kind of build some momentum, and comedians do this. I've been studying comedians too. Like they have a certain rhythm when it comes to telling jokes. Like, and that's really what being a really good comedian is all about. It's all about your rhythm and your timing, how you deliver the joke, how fast or how slow you do it, and your style of doing it. And there's no right or wrong way to do that. That's why I want to just encourage you, like, don't stick to a set format all the time. Like, be creative, be different. Each song is so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no right or wrong way to approach a song, but there's just these techniques that you can keep in mind. So you don't. I wouldn't focus on trying to cram all this stuff in such a small section if you don't feel like it makes sense. So always
Oh, I'm not gonna do it if it make no sense. That's the hard part. Putting all that together, then trying to have it to make sense.
exactly like I
And
said, you can focus too much on cadence to where your flow don't make no sense. I mean, to your lyrics don't make no sense. You can focus so much on rhyme schemes to where your lyrics don't make sense. And this brings it full circle as we end this thing up. Because I said this to Lexus earlier. The key to life, the main balance to life is moderation. That's what it is. It's moderation. Doing all things in moderation. Too much of anything can be bad, for the most part. You can drink too much water and it can literally kill you. And water is good for you in moderation.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get poisoned from too much water. Absolutely.
Okay.